Yo, what's up everyone? It's Stepano here. I'm making you guys a build showcase video about my build I'm playing in Sanctum League. I started off as Stormbrand and I was loving it. I got everything done I needed. I got my Atlas done. I could kill the Uber bosses and I even got the no-hit challenge done. However, I wanted to get back to my roots and magic find a little bit and clear maps with a big bang. So I worked on transitioning my build into a Blade Vortex build. Upon doing that, I took a gamble and I used two mirrors to craft to gamble on the beast with vivid vultures to change synth implicits to see if I can make, a weapon of my dreams. What I wanted at that time was spell double damage, 23 multi, and one other good mod, and I bought a scepter that said that. And when I was changing the mods, I ended up hitting this. I took off the multi and I changed it to explode. At this point, I knew I had to hit something kind of special, one of a kind, and I was excited to really indulge in my Blade Vortex build. Over the past 2 days, I was streaming it, and I had taken out my Stormbrand gear and put on Blade Vortex gear. However, I forgot to do some key changes. One of them being, at the time, I had clusters that were like this in the whole build. So, like this is a lightning as extra cold, but I did 0 lightning damage. So on the other clusters, the lightning was over here, and there was Sadis, and they were basically clusters that did nothing for my build, and I was just running around with the incorrect clusters. I was running around with a white weapon, the ascetic, and I still had good damage. I still had pretty good damage for a Magic Find build. But today I sat down for a long time and really worked on the build, and this is what I came up with. Again, help from Coombs all the time. Coombs is helping me in the background. But I fixed these clusters and I put in Battle Hardened, Force Multiplier, and Iron Breaker. They're about 1 div at the moment. They give you increased fizz, increased fizz, increased fizz, and double damage. All that will scale your Explode and your Blade Vortex, which is very important to know. And again, right here. Then all my clusters have transitioned to have area of effect in them. Besides my Corrupted Blood one, which is area of effect and double damage with critical strikes. Now keep in mind, critical strikes have double damage. Your Explode's most likely not going to crit all the time, so it doesn't get that. But this 5% double damage is global and will work. Alright, what is this? This is a wheel that Ender and Leo always told me about. And basically, nothing. It does nothing. Area of effect, area of effect, area of effect. So that's 8, 16, 28, and then the mastery gives you a total of 48 area of effect for 5 points. Not bad. So as you can see, we have a lot of area of effect. We have a lot of clear because of that. Now, what are the stats on the build? What is the build looking like? So the build is currently no more ascetic. So the build's currently the stats on the Blade Vortex. Blade Vortex miscellaneous is 55 quant and 353 rarity. If I pull over the path of building, I'm going to put the path of building in the comments below. But I imported it. We're around 23 million damage. That is with just the Divination Flask. We're using a Mage Blood. We're getting power charges, frenzy charges, and endurance charges from our Forbidden Flame from Harmony of Purpose. We're anointing Pain Attunement from the League mechanic, so we put it here. We even put on Guardian Pinnacle Boss because we ignore. We did, however, put the Heat Shiver calcs in. So the 23 million damage is including the Heat Shiver the heat shiver damage. Now, one other thing, this is Z-Boop took a lot of time to teach me this, so I'm just going to show you guys this. If you go to calcs, you can go to storm call, and you got to calculate how many +1 levels you have in your build, and you just want to minus that from level 7. So my storm call is level 5. I have a +1 on my scepter to all spell skills, and I have a +1 on my necklace. So I put it at level 5. In the skills, I put this at level 5 so that it will turn to be level 7. If you mouse over it, it says level 5 +2, so you know that it's actually level 7. And then if you go into calcs, you have storm call. This is my explode radius. So the explosion from my weapon is 40 AoE because level 7 storm call has the same radius as explode. Thanks to Z-Boob, that's what I learned. Now, if we go to Val Blade Vortex and we change it to Blade Vortex, our BV is 38 AoE. So we have very big AoE. Also, when you mouse over this, it tells you right here exactly how much more AoE you will need. 17% more AoE will give you one more breakpoint. So instead of being 38, you'll be 39. So knowing how to navigate through these skills, the skill details is very important if you care about your AoE, and that's what we did here. All right, so we're gonna link you the POB. This is not a build guide, this is a build showcase, but I always do stream and I don't mind helping anyone and everyone. All right, let's go. So we have this map. It's nothing crazy. It's reduced crit, max reduced crit. I don't generally like to run Deli solo. I generally don't want to run Deli solo because of the on-death effects, but we're going to try to do a quick map showcase for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, we're not doing anything crazy. We're just kind of picking up everything in Abyss, everything in Breach, and everything in Harbinger. So everything we can get in Breach, Harbinger, and Abyss we grabbed, leaving us one more space for one more Scarab, being Divination. And if you guys did not know, Haunted Mansion does indeed drop the Apothecary, and that's why we're going to be running that map today. So it's a 5 mod, 1 Daily Orb map, 55 quant at 350 rarity. I'm using 1 Inspired Learning and Maid's Blood. However, if you did want, you could really juice the build with just a Headhunter, and it probably would make you very more defensive. So the thing about Headhunter is it really helps you counteract the mods that you get from these altars. So as you do the map, more and more altars are going to take away from your resistance, and Maid's Blood is stagnant stats, right? You stay the same the whole map. You don't gain more resistances. However, things like the Divination Distillate and Headhunter can give you over-capped resistances to make you much more survivable. And as you can see, the MF is working. Obviously on this I've recorded this video 6 times just so I could drop the home in the first stretch, so just keep that in mind. As you can see, I'm not the most survivable, let's just be honest. So, something we gotta work on later on in the build, but again, we're wearing, a lot of MF items that takes away from your survivability. I'm running with RF, that takes a lot from your survivability. But we do what we do, and we will work on the build, and I'm sure, I put this build showcase and the POB out in case other people like the build, and I learned from you guys best, so you guys might come up with something that will make the build insanely better. And then we got another string. It can't be, oh my god, not 2 homes in one map, dude. Not 2 homes in one map. He's doing it, chat. He's doing it. MFing, bro. Sanctum login, BB login, screen wide AoE login. If you guys are not impressed, I don't know what to tell you guys. This is Depano uncut footage, just straight up. Took me about 7 recording tries to drop 2 homes So I had to record this video 7 times before I released it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And on that point, we died to a death effect, which is, you know, pretty sure it happens to a lot of people. At this point, we are still cap res and stuff like that, but we have Fizz is extra cold, which basically we got double Fizz is extra cold, so they're just hitting me for this like huge cold damage hit if they do hit me, and I think that is what you're seeing when I died there. Plus there was detonate. I mean, I don't know actually what happened, but as you do more mods on the map, it gets crazy. It gets crazy. That's why a lot of people would recommend a Headhunter instead of a Maze Blood while doing maps like this. However, just so you know, if you are okay with dropping a little bit more AoE, you can indeed fit a second Inspired Learning, but it still doesn't fully fix the situation at hand of dying due to these ultras being a lot harder this league than they have ever been. If anyone has any solutions on, you know, how to be a little bit more survivable on an MF build without losing quant rarity, I would love to hear. I don't mind losing quant rarity. I just, you know, I want to know options outside of losing quant rarity, I guess, because I don't know, dude. I just really like MFing. And before you guys ask me in the comments, is MFing dead? I will say absolutely not. As you can see, I just got 2 home cards without strong boxes, without anything crazy, polished scarabs. MF is definitely not dead. If anything, dropping divination cards is 100% easier than it was last league. It's 100%. Last league, you had mad conversions on the mobs. So if you got a good mob that had internal quant and rarity, it probably had its own conversion steps, which would basically mean if you did drop a div card from it, it would convert to something else. So the only way to get div cards last league, in my opinion, was from strong boxes and only strong boxes. Meaning that this league is a login league, and if you play it right, you should be dropping cards. There's a rumor that the streamer Spicy Shusi has dropped 1 apothecary every 70-80 maps, and he's not even magic finding. So if he can do it, guys, you can do it, dude. As you can see, we have 4 strings in the map. We have a Chila that's gonna kick our butt. Not kick our butt. And we want to hit the hands, but because we're solo and, you know, we're kind of weak, we just aren't gonna hit the hands. And I had a lot of fun doing this strategy, and I probably will keep doing this strategy for like 1 or 2 more days. But I think I don't know. I kind of want to go to a high-end strongbox strategy sooner or later, because the strongbox really doesn't really work that well with MFing. Like, strongboxes have their own internal quant, which just helps you get, like, you know, you put in the strongboxes and rarity, you get 500% more quant. That is what is helping you get the cards, not the quant and rarity that you are personally wearing. So I do want to add that strat for sure, because I do think I will see more cards, but it is more expensive. So this was the build showcase. I did die once. It was a 5 mod 1 Deli Orb map. This, and I'm probably gonna die because I said I only died once, but there's still mobs left. And I gotta show you one very important. If you've been watching the video to this point, I will show you the very most important part of the build, and it's so goddamn cool. Right after we kill this abyss. So, as a reward for watching to this all the way to here, I will show you what's up, how I gain survivability on this build, and I would say this part of the build is a 100% must. Or something similar to this, at least. At the very least, something similar to this. Alright, due to the... I'm just going to probably bounce this map. I don't want to really wait for that abyss. Probably not going to even really loot it that much, but... 19 monsters left. Perfect. Alright, so basically, one thing you're seeing is when I push left click, and again, you can change a lot of the stuff. This is my preferences at the moment, but you can definitely change it. It might not be the best. When I do left click, I hit steel skin. Upon hitting steel skin, I use 42 life. So, every 3 seconds, I do steel skin, 42 life. This node right here I've tested that it does hit the inspired learning. It says if you spent life recently, so every 3 seconds, which is I can even stretch it to 4. Every 3 seconds I spend life. Um, Not to mention when I cast BV, it costs life if I'm over. Um, but between these two things, I'm pretty much always spending life. I get 2% of life on kill. So not only am I getting life gain on hit, I get 2% on kill, and I also get 2% leech. Because I'm petrified, but I have overleech. So that really does add to the survivability. But um, I would never skip this. I would never skip a recover percent life on kill because it's just so good. It's instant recovery. All right, so I really appreciate you guys watching the video and thank you so much. And I'm gonna go ahead and link the POB below, and probably in a few more hours I will be streaming on Twitch. And I really appreciate you guys watching the YouTube.